Hello, I'm Darren Grimes, this is GB News, and we're delighted to be here at ARC conference. I'm joined now by Nick Fletcher MP and Brendan Clarke Smith. Hello to both of you.
Hello.
Now, Brendan, I'll start with you. Why ARC and why now? Would you rather be at Davos?
Well, I think that's the point, isn't it? It's the doom and gloom of Davos. You know, anyone would think we're facing an absolute apocalypse. It's all about how bad the economy is. We see nothing but identity politics everywhere, or it's something about the climate, which of course we all care about, but I think some of it can be quite alarmist. And we come here and we see actual positivity, a reassertion of those conservative values, things about family, things about getting on in life, things about a world really where you want your children to grow up again. So this is a bit of a fight back really. It's people from all over the world who've come and they actually want a world that we want to live in, not the one that's being projected to us and scaring people.
And Nick, are you quite enthused by what you've seen so far? I mean, it's early days right now. We're here on the first day and the morning of the first day. But are you enthused by what you've heard, what you expect to hear in opposition to the World Economic Forum and the doom and gloom, as Brendan says, propagated there?
We've heard three fantastic speeches this morning already. Jordan Peterson was truly amazing, and he speaks my language, which is he's one of the main reasons why I came here, was actually to see Jordan, because I am a huge fan. And he talked about personal responsibility all the way through his speech, and that is something that I try to tell all young people that I come in touch with. Taking on personal responsibility, take charge of your own life, and you've got a fantastic future. And as I say, it's completely opposite to all the doom and gloom that we keep feeding people at this moment. I think we've got a fantastic future in this country, and if people do take personal responsibility, they can be in charge of their future, and they can have a wonderful life, and have a wonderful life with everyone else in this country too.
Do you think Britain can be a catalyst for change? Do you think actually Britain can be a world leader in what needs to happen, which has been, pushed by conferences such as this one, which says we can't degrow, all these environmentalists that say we need a degrowth agenda, a depopulation agenda. Actually, ARC says no siree.
Absolutely. So it's all about victimhood and identity politics. Now we're better than that. Now we've actually done this before. We heard about great figures like Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan. Now the world, it faced that junction before. We've actually come through it. We chose prosperity, we chose growth, we chose family, community, values. We can do that again, and I think we're at that point again. Now, they're promoting the kind of the world that we want to see. There's a lot of people here, those opinion formers, the think tanks, the politicians. We've had people from the United States, people from Australia, people from all over, and they're the people who are going to drive that, and that's why Nick and I are here today.
I think we must have all of Australia here, to be honest, because every former world leader seems to have rocked up. But you mentioned Jordan Peterson. What is it about him that you think attracts so many young men? I bet there'll be young men in your patch that quite like Jordan Peterson too. What is it about his appeal that really hits through to what is deemed to be quite a lost generation, actually?
He puts a positive message out there. He puts that message that if you try hard, you can succeed. If you try hard, you will succeed. And I think a lot of young people especially are wanting a mentor, a role model to look up to, and one that's not like Andrew Tate. I mean, we've an awful lot of negativity about Andrew Tate, and we've seen it, and we need a good role model. And I think Jordan Peterson just fills that gap. It's needed, it's desperately needed. I'm doing an awful lot of work myself. I'm actually asking for a minister for men and boys, because I think we're leaving young boys behind. I understand obviously that there's still lots of positions where we need women to fill, and at the top table and members of parliament, trying to get those numbers equal, which is what, it's only right to push that message. We need to do that. But while we're doing that, we can't be forgetting the young boys that are coming through at the moment. And in many of these families, they have no male role models. And if we encourage people to listen to Jordan Peterson, I think he's got a fantastic message for young people. And I've learned so much from him myself.
Yeah. Now, speaking of messages, what would your message be to your own party after this conference? What would you say you would like them to take away, perhaps, from a conference such as this?
It's reasserting those conservative values there. Now, these are the things that actually made me a conservative with my colleagues, with our voters, our party members, and I'd say most of the country. And I think when you really stand for those things, when you actually stand up and say, you know what, this is what we believe, this is what we're going to deliver, then people reward you for that. not because we want to win elections, but because that's the right thing to do, Darren.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I came into politics with the mantra saying I'm going to do the right thing for the right reason, and I think that's what all politicians should do. And it can be a difficult message to put out there sometimes. Sometimes we have to be tough to be kind, and I think definitely that's the message that will come through. Personal responsibility is a tough message to take sometimes. It's a lot easier to blame somebody else. It's a lot easier to rely on somebody else. It's a lot easier to say, oh, well, the government's job to do that. It's difficult to take that personal responsibility message on board. But when you do, it opens up all new horizons. And I think that's what we need to do as a Conservative Party. We to say, look, the state's not here to babysit you. You need to get out there and do things for yourself, work hard, look after people around you, and we will try and take away the barriers that we've created over the last 5-6 decades. We'll try and take those barriers away, and we'll reward you with low taxes and a fantastic economy.
Brilliant. I've no doubt that Rishi Sunak is watching us right now, mind, so you'll have heard that loud and clear.
Yeah, a couple of cabinet ministers coming as well,
yeah,
so I'm sure they'll be enjoying the conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too.
Well, Brendan, Clarke, Smith and Nick Fletcher, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.